everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Rime of the Frostmaiden, Part 21, Cold-Hearted Killer. Today is June 6th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Curse of Strahd, Ghost of Saltmarsh, Waterdeep, Dragon Heist, Tyrant Security, Tomb of Annihilation, and many, many more to come. But we can also be found anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us there, and we will do our best to respond in kind. You can also post your questions in the Twitch chat to the side, or you can join us on Discord. It's a great place to be where you can hang out with the cast and the crew. Well, I say crew, but that's just me because I do all of the editing and stuff. So, yeah, it's 2 for 1. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other fine places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this wonderful show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and most importantly, we also have Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, done by our very own Cyberwolf1201, where all of the proceeds from those face masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hey everyone, my name's Satan. I'm here with a fresh sidecar and ready to get back into the game as Kuori, my Goliath Eldritch Knight fighter.
Oh, hi everybody, it's me, LizMac, and I will be playing as Lydia, our rock gnome cleric, and we both use she, her pronouns.
I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Hart, the wood elf druid. He also uses he, him.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener, she, her. I'll be the DM for tonight. Let's get right into it. Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept in all its grace. Summer's gone to its silent tomb, stilling in her cold embrace. When we last left off, well, we had taken a break for a week. But if I remember correctly, you guys had been running away from a ancient white dragon across the sea of moving ice. And eventually were spirited off of it by a Verbeeg named Tinjong. You had a peaceful night. A Verbeeg. And you had a peaceful night with her before moving on and then having what I can only describe as a joke-laden fever dream involving some gnome ceramorphs aboard a nautiloid. Kuori giving up her hard-earned psi crystal to get rid of them. And we literally had just left off with also Kuori has a gun now. We had literally just left off with that nautiloid blasting off, leaving you cold in the snow. And Kuori, I'll say that you could even have snatched that laser pistol out of the air as it fell from the hold of this vessel. And there you have it in your hands. Did I give you the stat block for that?
I believe you did in our Rime of the Frostmaiden chat that was posted.
Yeah, if we scroll up past all of... Yeah, there it is. It's a D&D Beyond... I'll pin the message.
Laser pistol.
Yes, I think we had talked about possibly giving it to Lydia.
Give the gnome a gun. Give the gnome a gun. Give the gnome a gun.
Listen, I will always want a gun, especially a laser pistol.
I mean,
but it makes more sense for Lydia to have it.
I would say it is about like gnome shaped.
Yeah.
Like it fits very comfortably in Lydia's
Kuori
hand.
holding it looks like those tiny little hand pistols.
Yeah.
It's the cricket
Yeah.
from MIB.
Yeah. Or like, you know, like if Kuori holds it, it's like a little, it looks like a little water pistol. Just like, squirt, squirt. I
Yeah.
get ya.
Kuori just
We
holds
can
like, what the
share.
fuck is this?
We can share. I will share the gun.
I don't think my finger is small enough to pull the trigger and the.
can-
She's
you can s-
holding it like.
Give me a dex check.
Oh no! Just straight up dex. Oh no! A 1.
Oh boy.
+1. 2.
Oh. That's fun. Okay, so like Kuori, the little trigger guard is fairly small, and it's kind of hard to stick your finger in there, and you're trying to see if you can actually even get your finger in there without like pulling the trigger, and sure enough you do, but like it does activate the trigger and like blasts a laser bolt into a nearby tree, just leaving a charred crater in it.
You now have 36 uses of it.
Maybe
I believe it's 32.
Now you have 31 uses of it.
No, it's 32 now. It was 33
Okay.
before.
maybe
I'm
I'll
just
just
gonna
keep it for
give
now.
it to you. Yeah, I
just-
don't. I.
Lydia will like put the safety on it, and she'll like wrap like a little piece of cloth that she has in her bag, and like tuck it into her inner pocket.
I make
of her
knives and
coat.
swords. I do not make guns.
You know, just to be safe, we'll just maybe the right sized hands. Your big hands are good for a lot of wonderful things, but
Yeah,
maybe
they are.
not.
You walked into that one, Liz.
I did. I heard as soon as I started saying it, I was like, I know who I'm playing with.
Happy Pride, folks.
Happy Pride.
Slurp.
Lydia will very quickly just start walking.
Say something
Evidently, this was a
wrong.
good night to drink coffee. Lydia, you start walking away. You guys still have a few weeks of travel left before you can get back to Tentowns. And there's still plenty of light left in the day. As you start walking,
We have our
Kuori-
snow dogs, right?
yeah, you still got your snow dogs. You got your axe beaks as well. I believe you got like two axe beaks and a dozen snow dogs.
Mm-hmm. 1
uh,
axe week and a dozen snow dogs. There we go.
Was that it?
I think so.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that Lydia was just going to be on the back of Kuori anyways.
Yeah.
So they really just needed one for Hart.
Understood. So you've got an axe beak, and a dozen snow dogs. You start heading away from this little mountain valley, and you're kind of in the middle of a mountain range. Towards the you are still east of Tentowns, and I want to say that when you ran away from the White Dragon, you got blown off course a little bit to the south. So you found yourself kind of wandering through these mountain ranges. And as you're making your, going away from this valley where the Nautiloid was downed, Kuori, you kind of look around, you notice that there's some strange tracks in the snow. You could possibly attribute those to the carrion crawlers that you had wound up fighting before. But there are a few places that look larger than the carrion crawlers were, which is to say, those hippopotamus-sized bugs.
Oh, fuck. Can I roll survival or investigation to try and figure out what
Sure.
fucking tracks these are?
And if anybody wants to roll any knowledge checks that seem appropriate in the situation, I'll allow it
I
as
could
well.
do history as well.
I mean, history seems harder to justify.
Lydia
Okay.
is too busy looking at her new gun because she rolled a 4.
I only rolled a 10 in survival.
Okay.
Let's see here. Survival, you say? 25.
Jesus
25.
Christ.
I have a
shit.
plus
Okay.
6, but nobody's ever had me roll survival.
All right, Kuori, you're kind of pondering over these tracks, not really understanding what you're looking at. And Hart kind of totters over to get a look at this. And you're able to determine that these aren't necessarily tracks. These are places where a large animal has burrowed into the ground, burrowed under the snow and into the frozen earth beneath, and sort of left behind like this overturned. You're basically looking at like an enormous gopher hole.
I think Hart would
Is it-
probably say as such, be like, would there be a reason that, so you said that whales don't eat meat, but what if there was something that was like burrowing underground that would be like roughly the size of something a whale would want to eat?
Possibly.
Because that's what's making those things.
It's just like purple worm size.
Purple worm? Nah.
Okay.
I would say roughly the size of those carrion crawlers, but it
Okay.
looked larger because like when you displace Earth, it takes up
Yeah.
more space than it would have when it was compacted.
Could this just have been from those pets
Maybe.
burrowing in the ground?
Can I kind of try to sweep away some of the snow to see if there is a hole or anything under there?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. I mean, like you don't necessarily. I'm not going to make a check for this or anything.
I
I was
can
like, yes,
roleplay
go
it out.
proceed. Yeah, Kuori moves some snow out of the way to kind of get a good look at this. There is almost certainly a hole down there, but it seems as though this tunnel has collapsed. But
Okay.
by moving the snow out of the way, you can see that the tunnel like proceeds like away and through the snow and like off in a different direction. It's as though something like is burrowing as a form of locomotion.
Mm.
And as you're pondering over that, off in the distance, you see something kind of like shining poke out of the snow. I'd say about 100 feet away. This shining gray, what I can only describe as a fin, kind of juts out of the snow, and you can see it like pushing the snow aside as it goes, and like I wish I had a better explanation for this, but you know the way that Bugs Bunny travels underground, like there is just like a disturbance of the earth and the snow as this gray fin just sort of glides along, trailing a wake of tumbling earth and snow.
Is it going away from us?
It's going kind of parallel to you,
Okay.
and as you're watching, it actually, like in a long arc, begins to sort of knife towards you.
Is this something that can like feel the vibrations of the sled dogs and the axe beak, or should we run? Should we wait? Should I make us a hut?
it starts getting like it is rapidly approaching, about as fast as a horse can run.
Run or fight, run or fight. Kuori, run or fight.
Fight.
All right, Lydia grabs out the gun and takes aim and is standing on Kuori's back.
Call an ambulance, but not for
not for
me.
The dogs in the axe beak grow like uncomfortable as it gets closer and closer to you, until finally they like sort of like rush off in a couple of different
Fair and valid.
directions.
I wish I could too, my dudes.
And Kuori, as you stand ready to fight, suddenly that fin dips and becomes invisible for a moment.
Oh no.
And then there is an explosion of earth and snow right at your feet as a creature with a face like a lobster claw comes shrieking out of the earth. Its limbs are definitely built for digging. If you've ever seen like a mole's hands, that's what you're looking at here. It's like a bastardization of an armadillo and a snapping turtle as it attempts to bite you. Roll initiative.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
12. Wait, no. 13.
If I remember correctly,
20.
Hart should have advantage from Vigilance Blessing.
How long did that last, though?
It lasts until your next initiative.
Oh,
It does
okay.
not have a
Cool.
cooldown time. I just can't use it until it's used.
Cool.
Or
The
you can try
13
that
I
for
got
2
is
weeks.
still,
I wrote it down.
It stayed at 13.
yes.
15 for Lydia.
20 for Kuori.
All right, Kuori, you barely squeak in ahead of this bullet. What do you do?
I don't
Guns,
fucking know.
bullets. What is this? The wild, wild Northwest.
Magnum
place.
bullet.
Would I know
Ah,
anything
Silver
about...
Bullet is in the chat.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do I know anything about this creature? Like,
Do you know
think it's
anything about what?
like a boulet and what it is? And like, are they common enough to know what they are?
Roll me an Arcana check, because no, they are not.
21.
Okay, you have heard tales
Mhm.
of a creature that is the result of a mad wizard's experiments at crossbreeding snapping turtles and armadillos with infusions of demon ichor. Bullets have been thought to be extinct at different times, but after years without a sighting, the creatures inevitably reappear. Because their young are almost never seen, some sages suspect that bullets maintain secret nesting grounds from which adults strike out into the world. This might be your assumption as to where this bullet came from, if it weren't for the mad wizards that just left this location.
Yeah. All you hear from Core is just what sounds like a very, very loud cursing word in Giant.
It
Sure,
is
why not?
literally just bursting out of the ground directly at you. Jaws snapping.
I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at first level. I'm assuming an 8 doesn't hit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Does not. Nope.
And that's about it for me, because I just decided to use a spell.
Alrighty.
I can't use can I use a cantrip as a bonus action? I don't know, because I'm a Eldritch Knight.
So I think that you get the ability where, like, if you use a cantrip, you can make an attack next level. But if you have a cantrip that's a bonus action, you can still use that this turn.
I don't. Fine. I forgot how to play D&D real quick. Sorry.
All right, this critter is coming at you guys. I'm going to need everybody to make either a strength or a dexterity saving throw, whatever you choose.
Natural 20 on dex.
Excellent.
24 on strength.
Very good.
7.
Oh no.
Oh no. I just realized I didn't activate my extension that lets me do rolls. Vamp for me briefly.
My trump card.
Additionally, as well, if it is more narratively appropriate, Lydia would have hopped off of Kuori's back if that's easier, because I don't want my bad roll to affect Kuori.
It's understandable. It will
We're
not.
at 2 for 1, baby. If it affects me, it affects me.
You and me, baby.
You and me, baby.
Everybody rolls for their own selves. I think that Lydia was the only one who failed this one.
It checks out. Yeah.
Let me in. Let me in. All right. And for a little bit of back behind the scenes information, I actually open up a Roll20 so that my extension can roll into that Roll20 for me. And then I don't have to do math on the spot.
Beautiful.
It works out pretty well for me. All right. Dang. Okay. Lydia,
Yeah.
you're going to take 16 bludgeoning damage,
Oh.
15
Ouch!
slashing damage, and you are knocked prone.
Lydia has 1 hit point. Because I took damage in the last battle.
All of you who have succeeded your saving throws are going to take 8 bludgeoning damage, 7 slashing damage, and are not knocked prone. And then the bullet is going to continue burrowing into the ground behind you guys, provoking attacks of opportunity from everyone.
Hit it with my quarterstaff. That's another natural 20. Hot damn.
Woohoo!
Good job, Hart. Boo.
Sorry. 21.
Please note that my D&D Beyond is acting a little funky today, and it won't let me adjust my hit points, so I'll just keep track on a piece of paper, if that's okay.
Yep, that's fine. I totally get that. You said 21, Kuori? That's definitely going to hit.
4 damage because I rolled a 1.
Lydia, since you're prone, unfortunately, it's going to be at disadvantage.
Hart strikes it for 9.
All right.
Lydia is going to, as she gets knocked down and feels most of her life force drain out of her, she is going to fire off a laser pistol shot.
Opportunity attacks can be done with melee weapons only.
Oh, right. Dang it. Gosh. Well, I've got a mace. Oh, my mace. Never
I apologize.
Mace. It's fine.
Would be very cool.
And at disadvantage, correct?
Yes, please.
Oh, that's not bad. I rolled an 18 and a 16. So,
Ooh.
21 or 20?
Definitely hits. Definitely.
I'm angry. It doesn't get much, but 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And I still need damage from Kuori.
I think Kuori said it was 1.
It 4 points of damage.
4 points. Gotcha. Okay. That's everybody's opportunity attacks resolved. Lydia, it is your turn. However, the bullet has burrowed underneath the ground.
It's fine. Lydia will stand up very, very slowly, shaking off a lot of snow, and she will, seeing that her counterparts were also injured, she will grasp her raven symbol, and suddenly a lavender and silver smoke starts emanating out from around her in a 30-foot radius. just floating
Whoop.
in the air.
We lost Satan.
Satan, come
Give her a
back.
chance. She might come back.
Yeah. But I'm going to cast Twilight Sanctuary. So at the top of everyone's turn, including myself, we gain 1d6 plus 5 temp hit points. I'll write it in the chat as well, in the Discord chat. And
Could you put it in the Zoom chat? Because
Oh,
that'll be
yes.
easily accessible for everyone.
I can do that.
I find Discord chat stuff gets lost really easy during a game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I would not get that this turn, but
I'm back.
welcome back.
I'm so sorry. I kicked the outlet.
That's okay.
Oh no!
But I will, as a bonus action, I will cast second level healing word on myself, so that I am no longer at 2 hit points. Oh, a 4. 4 is good. 4 and a 4. Oh, that's max. I just gained 12 hit points. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus of the dice. And so yeah, Lydia will cast Twilight Sanctuary so that everyone can get heals at the top of their turn, heal herself, and be like readied with magic glowing in one hand and a laser pistol in the other.
Dang.
Hands up.
All right. That is Lydia. Hart. The
Uh,
bullet has burrowed under the ground.
Hart is terrified, reasonably so. However, he saw what happened with Lydia. It did not make him very happy. So he's going to yell Burning Star. He's going to take on the chalice form. So you see like star points start on his antlers and then go down to the center of his forehead as he takes on his starry form. And then he is going to use a 3rd level Cure Wounds on Lydia.
It's pretty good.
However, I'm not going to go over and actually like touch Lydia, even though this spell does have a touch range. Instead, I am going to use one of my meta magic points for the distance spell, so I can cast Cure Wounds at a distance now of up to 30 feet. So Lydia, you just see Hart's eye sort of like flare up as it normally does, but there is just like a small shooting star emerges from it and then travels over towards you and just kind of plants itself on the center of your chest. And you can feel almost like a nice reassuring like rub on your back, as not only is it going to be 3d8 plus my wisdom modifier for the overall heal, or no, it's 3d8 plus 3 for the overall heal. But because I'm in chalice form, it's an additional d8 plus my wisdom modifier. So it's going to be a total of 4d8 plus 6. 4d8 plus 6 in total. 8.
Lydia is shocked and happy and
24 points of healing.
whew, that is very good. I am at more HP than I was at the start of this session.
And you have Twilight Sanctuary up, so at the start of Hart's
Yes.
turn, it's how many?
1d6 plus 5.
Sweet. And that's temp, right?
Temp HP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, max. Awesome.
Nice.
Yay.
This is what happens when the healers start healing each other in the background. But yeah, so...
I used to do that in Overwatch. We called it Heal Team 6.
Do that all the time where it's a Mercy healing me and me as Baptiste just shooting healing grenades at the ground.
All right, so yeah, that is Hart's turn.
All right, Kuori, it is your turn. However, the bullet has burrowed underneath the ground. The healers are healing one another.
I'll take the D6.
D6 plus 5 temporary HP at the top of your turn.
6 whole 10 when I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna did we feel it moving away?
The ground beneath you is
just-
shifting. It doesn't seem to be going very
Okay.
far. In fact, I'll say that like as you're as like the turns are progressing, like everything's kind of happening simultaneously, but essentially the bullet goes under the ground. You aren't really knocked off your feet very well. You turn around and you're able to track it. You see its fin come up out of the snow as it turns around, lines up for another attack.
If I hold my action, it's my entire action economy. I can't do a bonus action and then hold a full action, right?
You could do your bonus action and then hold your action.
Okay, because I'm not looking so great. So I'm gonna use second win, which is a D10 plus 5.
Yep, that's decent action economy.
Yeah. So nice. 11. Looking a little better. It just looks like Kuori's just stealing herself. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it. She kind of like calms down to like kind of track the boule, and then you see as their breath kind of comes out, it starts crystallizing and kind of like forming a bandage over the wounds. So as ice creates over her skin.
Cool.
And I'm going to prepare a longsword attack for when I see it or it comes at us.
All right. Well, low it does. So go ahead and resolve that as it bursts out of the ground, attempting to attack one of you once again.
20, non-natural.
Excellent. Perfectly. Hits. Does. It do.
It do. 8 points of
Coffee was a
slashing
great
damage.
idea.
It do 8 points of slashing damage.
All right. I imagine that what this looks like is that you just like brace yourself and hold the longsword in its path, and it basically just impales itself on the sword, and like you hold it steady as it like digs into its flesh as it goes by you. Unfortunately, you miscalculated. It wasn't coming for you. It was diving for Lydia. Lydia, I'd like you to make an athletics or acrobatics check to resist a grapple.
Oh, okay. Yep. Just 1 second here. Athletics, you said?
Yes, please.
Yeah, those are great for me. That would be a 5.
That's not gonna beat an 8 as it snaps you up in its teeth and drags you under the ground. That's the bullet's turn. Lydia, you're underground. You're just getting buffeted around as like rocks and pebbles tumble by you.
Remind me if I'm correct, grappled, I can make attacks, they're just at disadvantage.
The only thing that happens to you when you're grappled is that your movement speed is now 0. You can do literally anything else.
Lydia is gonna like roll over in the teeth and like feel her coat get caught and tear a little bit, and this angers her even more. And she's gonna wiggle herself so that she can fire her gun straight into the mouth of the boule. Just
yeah.
Fire laser pistol, pew. So let me just because now I have it here now. Okay, perfect. So that's a 17 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Get 3d6 plus 1.
Pew pew.
Oh.
This is exactly what I would have wanted from this situation.
That would be 12 points of damage.
Excellent. You fire a laser pistol directly into its gullet.
And then I also do my temp HP, which I got 11 of, so that is awesome. Because that happens at the top of my turn.
All right, you watch that laser go directly into its maw, and there's like a small from within its belly, and you hear it go as that does not seem to agree with it at all. Hart, the bullet is now under the ground, but it took your friend.
So took his friend. Hart does not like this. Let me see what he can do though, because they can't see it, right?
You can't see it. It did, however, leave a tunnel behind.
If he went into the tunnel, would he be able to see it? Or is this like displacing the earth directly behind it? So now it's just sort of like tilled earth leading in through this hole.
I'll say that if you hop down into the tunnel, you'll be able to see him long enough to attack him before the earth displaces.
Oh yeah, totally doing that. Hopping right in. So yeah, Hart goes down. And then it's time for a magic missile.
As the resident cleric of the group, hearing Hart goes down instantly put panic in my body, even though I know that you meant in the hole. I was just like, Hart goes down, sweat.
Those words do not belong together in that order.
Alrighty. There's my 30. Okay. So that is going to be 4, 5, 7, for a total of 10 points of force damage.
Nice. All right. Anything else for you, Hart?
How much movement would it be to get back out of the hole?
I mean, about as much movement as it took to get you into the hole.
All right, getting out. I don't want to be down there. Fuck that.
That seems like a bad idea. All right, Kuori, it's your turn.
I can't see the thing.
Don't forget to roll your d6 and add temp HP.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. Do I stick with the highest or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because
Yeah.
I rolled a 1. I'll have to just prepare an action because I don't have anything as a bonus action that would actually help me. So I will prepare. Another chromatic orb.
All right. To
For the
attack the
city.
bullet when you see it again?
When I see it again.
Gotcha.
That's my gnome! Get your own tiny gnome.
All right.
That's it.
Having been blasted in the tummy by Lydia, it's gonna you hear a groan from underneath the earth following the sound of muffled laser pistol shots, and the bullet is going to emerge a small distance away, and you see him like throw Lydia onto the snow, and go ahead and resolve your chromatic orb. You are muted.
19.
That will hit.
Fire damage.
Okay.
I rolled 2 1s and those 3. God damn it. It's 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. It is going to attempt to bite Lydia.
No.
That is a 14 to hit.
That is my armor class. So that
All right.
hits.
It's going to do 17 piercing damage. As I imagine that this bite happens in a similar amount of time as it like spitting you out. So it spits you up and then it digs back under the ground. You can see its stumpy little tail wiggle into the air, and its armadillo claws, like basically making a swimming motion as it goes back under the snow.
Lydia will roll over into the snow as it starts going a pinkish red from a little bit of blood leaking out of her back. My coat, it is ruined.
Lydia, it is your turn. You could resolve a how do you call it? A opportunity attack as it moves away from you.
Before my turn starts? Yes. All right, well, I'll smack it with the mace again. Does a 16 hit?
It does not.
A 16?
Nope. Bounces off of its carapace.
Cool.
And then your turn begins.
All right. At first I will take my temporary hit points, which I got 9. That is good. Temp HP 9. And it has gone back under the snow, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then what Lydia will do is, there you go. She will ready a first level guiding bolt for the moment that she sees it reappear.
Okay.
And then I don't have any bonus action cantrips, so that is what I will do. So Lydia is standing at the ready. She's temporarily put away the gun and has both hands ready to cast a guiding bolt upon its reappearance.
I imagine everyone readies similar attacks as it becomes clear by a retreating Finn that this bullet does not intend to re-emerge amongst you. It appears to be fleeing.
I'm gonna go directly to Lydia.
We can see the fin, though.
Yes.
Sweet. I got a magic missile.
All right. You can fire some magic missiles if you'd like.
Yep, just another round of magic missile.
I would also like to fire my guiding bolt because I lose the spell anyways. So if that's at disadvantage or whatever, because it's only a fin sticking out, that's fine.
All right.
12 points of force damage.
Okay.
Am I going to be rolling at disadvantage, or is it just going to have a higher AC?
Just do it as normal.
Natural 20.
Jesus Christ.
So that's 4d6.
Isn't Guiding Bolt already 4d6 at base level?
Yes.
So wouldn't that be 8d6 for your crit?
Do you want me to roll 8 or double the die?
Go ahead and roll 8.
Okay, so 8,
Okay.
11, 17, 23, 27, 31. That would be 37 points of radiant damage.
I thought this was just a Arjan and Calum thing, but evidently, no retreats is a rule for this group as well.
It tried to eat my friend.
It bit me.
It is peppered by multiple magic missiles, just arcing off of Hart in his burning star form, not willing to let a threat linger or loom in the distance. And Lydia lines up using the magic missiles as a guidance for her guiding bolt. She lines up the attack and basically like a tank seeking missile just skims over the top of the snow briefly, and then you can see it submerge like a torpedo into the snow, and you see the glow of the guiding bolt underneath the snow just sort of trailing briefly after the bullet until finally there is an explosion of snow and earth. And
did we just recreate the ending of Jaws?
Essentially, yes. A lot like that, as
but
the bullet
snow instead of water.
Yep. Just. an explosion that goes straight up into the air, and the threat is gone.
Kuori's heading straight for Lydia, making sure she's
For the best.
okay.
That it was probably for the best. That shit's invasive.
Bit me. And
Are
Lydia
you alright? You're alive. You're fine.
looking at her coat that's now got like a bite-sized little rip
Yeah.
in the back of it.
Honey, we have to get you better armor.
Another cure wounds for Lydia.
Oh, Lydia is actually looking pretty okay.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know. She's just more upset about her coat at this point.
I'm gonna cure wounds myself then.
Would I be able to harvest the carpus off this thing and drag it into town to make armor for Lydia?
Give me a survival check.
Please roll over the 15.
It's really good. Yeah, you're able to pick through the remains of this creature. It's pretty blowed up, not gonna lie. But a lot of the armored pieces seem to have stayed together. So you're able to find a good number of carapace that like you can basically measure up against Lydia and know that it can be
Lydia will off her coat momentarily and like lay it down on the snow for Kuori to be able to use as like an estimate. And while this is happening, I want a tooth.
okay.
Lydia would like to get a tooth.
Now, this thing, like, I know I described it as having teeth, but it's really more like a beak, like
You know
the way that
Trapinch?
beak has teeth
From Pokemon?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's got its face is shaped into teeth, basically.
My dreams of having like a 90s shark tooth necklace are just remain there for a later time.
I can cut off part of the carapace that has like the teeth
No.
shape.
It's okay.
Okay.
When I kill something with teeth, I want one of them. That's all.
Do you want a claw?
What the fuck?
Get like a little armadillo claw.
No, that's okay. I have to earn it. And I feel like I earned this one. So I'll just wait until I earn one with teeth.
I'm making you some fucking armor.
Excellent. Thank you.
Of course, they're just gonna take the rope that they have and start tying the carapace together, and try to whistle out to call the dogs back.
Yep. The dogs, one by one, begin to trail back to you, just sort of sniffing around the carcass and checking on you guys to make sure that you're okay.
Just kind of give them real big rubs, make sure they're all calmed down, and get them all ready to start leaving now. It's like, we've had enough excitement in this area. We got to go now. Just haul the carapace or the armor into the sled and haul Lydia into the little into her back.
Sure thing.
Haul Hart into the axe beak.
The time it takes to harvest this carapace, I say, would be long enough for a short rest. So you guys can go ahead and take that if you'd like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for sure.
10. Jesus Christ.
I now feel bad that I tried to harvest the non-existent teeth of one of our of a creature named after someone in our chat.
It's okay.
That's on me. That's my bad.
I harvested its armor.
I would argue that someone in our chat is named after the creature, but okay.
That's just. It's been a long week, y'all.
I would always remember you, though, as I have a bullet tooth. You could even give it silvered. And then have a silver bullet tooth.
We'll get the armor inlaid with silver.
Ooh,
Correct.
that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I actually
Silver
really love
bullet
that.
armor.
Yeah.
I like that. Very cool.
Got the cash for it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We got money.
Looking at the map, Can Kuori lead the sleds back through? I'm assuming we're at like the northeast part of the Sea of Moving Ice we came from.
You want to start heading back towards where you came in through?
I want to head back to Lonelywood.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm assuming we're
Absolutely.
at the top of the.
Looking at the map, and don't actually look at the map because
Okay.
I certainly am not. Looking at the map narratively, you can see that there is a pass not too far from here that you can get through. If you can get through that pass before there's too much snowfall there, you'd be able to get back to where you were fairly quickly.
Yeah, that's what Kuori's going to do then.
Yeah, and any time that we're stopping for the night, like, is this? I'm assuming this is something that's going to take a couple days.
Yeah.
Anytime that we're stopping for the night, Lydia will take the time to ritual cast Lydia's tiny hut.
Absolutely.
Make our little snowdrift.
But for clarification, we are still traveling through this same day. We haven't had a chance to long rest yet.
No,
so you begin traveling again, nursing wounds from the bullet attack, also fairly tired out from the ordeal that was the Ascendant. As you're traveling along Kuori, you can see that there is a blizzard on the horizon. It seems like it's going to miss you guys, so long as it just keeps on heading in the direction that it is. If it doesn't come your direction, you're going to be okay. I can imagine that you are worried that it might, though. And if it does, it will make going through that pass more difficult. Do you want to travel through the night, or do you want to long rest?
If she thinks that she can outrun the storm, she will let the others rest and travel through the night.
Okay.
Like put like Lydia's already on her back, and then she will just have Hart kind of like be on the sled so they can long rest there while she guides the dogs and the axe beak through the pass if they think they can outrun the storm.
Okay. I'm willing to let Hart and Lydia take a long rest. However, everybody should make Constitution saving throws, because it is not as restful to be on the back of a axe beak and try to sleep or trance.
Natural 20 again. This dice is on fire today.
Hart sleeps like a baby.
This is the 17. First time I've slept in so long where there hasn't been weird fucking chanting keeping me up at night. This is great. This is a fantastic time.
16.
All right, Kuori, you do fairly well. You're not going to be taking any exhaustion tonight.
17 for Lydia.
Very good. Cool. All right. Lydia, you are fine as well. Everybody rests fairly well. Kuori is able to muscle through the evening. Whilst you are traveling, and as the light fades, Kuori, the animals start to grow restless, as though they can sense or smell or see something that you cannot. As you would you stop, or would you just keep going?
She would stop to make sure that none of them are in danger.
Sure. You pull the dogs to a halt, and the axe beak, I imagine, is tied to your sled. Halts as well, but kind of walks in a little circle and keeps on like moving its head this way and that, trying to catch sight of everything with its kind of sideways eyes. And the dogs are either whining or kind of like pawing at the ground, or like shrinking into the snow with their ears back.
Do I hear anything from any like direction or feel anything?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Okay. 15.
You can hear kind of a distant rumbling. And your first instinct is probably avalanche. But that rumbling gets louder. And as it gets closer, you realize it's hoofbeats. There is a stampede of some sort of creature coming towards you. And as you come to that realization, a whirlwind of reindeer will basically flow like a river into the path in front of you, and they just rush past you. About 1 in every 10 of them you can see have glowing antlers, and like just a group of about a little under 50 reindeer come rushing past you, right across the path that you would have been on if you hadn't stopped.
Mm-hmm. She like looks to her friend still sleeping, looks to the dogs, looks to the reindeer, and just waits for it to pass.
Yep. The reindeer eventually finish rushing past you until it's just a trickle of animals, like maybe 1 or 2 weaker or younger ones. And like one last one just kind of like turns and looks at you and gives you that startled deer look, and then like jumps after its brethren.
Okay. Then I'll make sure that the dogs are settled again, the axe speaks okay, my friends are still sleeping, and then just set off again.
Okay. You begin to travel once more. Hart, tonight is the first night that you have had in a long time that is devoid of chanting. You have a dream that it really starts off as more of a memory than anything else. You dream of being cradled by Rosewind. And she basically caresses your face, and then whispers to you to stay where you are. You are young enough at this point that you still have your spots. And your mother leaves you for hours sometimes, just in the middle of this field.
Question.
Yes.
My mom is Snowfall. Rosewind was the girl that I was interested in.
I'm sorry.
Is the girl I'm interested in caressing my face, being like, stay where you are? Or is it my mom being like, stay here for a hot second?
That's important, yes. No,
it's
it
a
is
very
Snowfall.
important distinction.
I'm sorry about that. Yes, it is in fact Snowfall, who is your mother.
Cool.
You are left alone with Stag for a bit. At this point, he wasn't known as Stag. In fact, you hadn't earned your name yet either. The two of you were just kind of 2 nameless youngins, and you both like sort of huddled together, trying to keep low and stay warm. You wait for a long time, and you always knew that your mother would always come back, except one day she didn't. And there comes a moment where Stag kind of noses your ear and tells you it's time to get up. And when you do so, you open your eyes, and immediately it's like you're falling. And then you turn around, you look at the ground, and you are coming like very quickly to what appears to be a riverbank. And you are falling faster and harder than you have ever fallen before. You are in flames. And then suddenly you hit the ground with a thunderous boom, and everything goes black. And you wake up again, and you look around, and you are in a crater.
Noted.
You stand up and begin to walk away. And as you do so, you leave footprints of ice.
Okay. Is it like walking along like standard like snow ground, like the snow is turning to ice, or like I'm walking like across the river and like each step that I'm taking through the river is turning to ice?
Yeah, I think that second thing.
Okay.
Where you landed was it was not a wintry place, but it
Yet.
it's starting to turn into a wintry place now that you're here. As you can see that there is a slight flurry of snow beginning to fall around you, and the water that you are the body of water that you're walking across is basically starting to freeze over wherever you step. And then you wake up for real.
And Hart just sort of like looks around, sees if anybody else is awake, checks to see if he's near a river or anything, or like near a cliff.
Yep. You were either on the back of an axe beak or in the sled that the dogs are pulling. But Kuori would definitely be awake. I want to say that since you only need to trance for 4 hours, the only light that you can see is the greenish, bluish glow of the Rime above.
Okay. Yeah, I think that Hart will look. He tilts his head back, looks up, and sees Kuori just stone face, going through the snow, mushing, just
Actually, this might be a better way to wake. You wake up to see Kuori talking with some people. Kuori, as you were traveling, you came across some orc trackers. They are native to this area of Icewind Dale. They were after the reindeer. And they're basically asking, what are you doing this far away from any other Goliaths?
I speak orc.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're speaking in orc to each other, Hart.
She won't really answer that last question, but if she knows that they're tracking reindeer, they're just gonna be like, oh, kind of direct them that way, to where she saw them. Do you know if the path ahead is clear, or is there anything that I should look out for?
The path is very clear. In fact, they tracked those reindeer through the pass that you are going to be heading through.
Okay. And she will thank them and kind of lead them to where the reindeers were.
Yeah,
kind of just point them in the direction.
Point them in that direction.
Yeah.
They ask you if there's somebody missing from your party.
No. Why?
Oh, well, when we saw you when we saw you just now, we thought that maybe you would have been with that loner that we saw earlier. We only saw them at a distance, so we don't really know what they looked like or anything. They were covered in furs and things. But so you're not with that person.
No, were they heading the same direction?
They were in your basic area. You guys should have crossed paths.
No, never crossed paths with anybody else.
Weird. Not a lot of people travel alone and last long out here.
No, they do not. Well, I hope the best for them. Thanks for your help.
And thank you for yours.
Yeah, she'll kind of nod their head and make their way to...
they wish you good hunting.
Yeah.
And go on their way.
Good hunting. And if she notices Hart awake, she'll kind of wave at him.
Hart just sort of like I imagine that you burrito wrap him and like strap him
I
down.
I did.
Yeah, so he just sort of
did.
like kind of like shimmies back and forth as a like
Waffles.
trying to say hi.
Yeah.
His antler, you can tell he's awake because you can hear the bell in his antlers.
Yeah.
Ling-ling.
Good morning, or almost morning. Do you want me to help you out of that?
Yes, please. It's warm, but I like being able to move.
Yes, sorry, I just wanted to make sure you didn't fall or anything, and she'll start kind of unwrapping him.
I had a dream where I was falling. And then I woke up, and then I was still in the dream, and I was falling again, but then I hit the ground really hard.
Oh.
It was
you
nice.
alright?
I'm fine. This has been the first time, probably, well, since we were in the Goblin Town, that I haven't heard that, like, chanting, like the speech that was always going on in my head. It was very nice. It was a big sleepy.
I'm glad, Hart. It's good. She'll kind of ruffle his head and give him a big hug. Do you want some rations?
Oh, I have good cookies. It's okay.
Okay. I have some dried apples for you.
He like at that like he's reaching into his bag for a cookie, and when you mention that you have dried apples, he just stops.
I wanted to make sure that we got snacks that were good for you. Just hands him the pack of dried apples.
He just
I don't know where we imported them from, but
they're probably from Tribor. Most things are, but nobody talks
fine.
about it because fuck Tribor. And Hart will just like look at the apples and look at you and just like you see that like his eyes are really big. They have like the like anime watery bits. Just like
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Here. She'll hand him the pack and are you okay?
And he nods. Just, I haven't had one of these in a long time. Ever since it started getting cold and snowy. They don't really grow very often up here anymore.
These are a little expensive. They're like imported from a town named Tribor. Don't worry about it. But I wanted to make sure you got some good food.
Well, thank you. You're very kind.
Oh, well, you're my friend, so.
You're my friend.
Good.
I have a question. And it's not been bugging me for a little bit. I don't think that's the right word for it. But the man with the goopy voice, he said something about he said heterosexual life mate. What is that? What does heterosexual mean?
and Hart just looks at you with these big innocent eyes.
Heterosexual.
Give him the talk.
Means
Give him the talk.
two people who are of opposite genders, of the same.
He just blinks at you with a big smile.
When there are two people that identify one as a man and one as a woman, and they only like people of the opposite gender, they become partners, and sometimes they will mate and become life partners.
Okay.
Okay.
He's fine with it. He was just curious.
Yeah.
Gave him a good enough explanation.
Yeah.
The way
It's
that you
kinda
explained
hard.
that, Art definitely believes that those two were engaged. Like, those two were mates.
Yeah. He only asked for explanation of what heterosexual life partners are, not sex. So I don't have to do that today.
That's fair.
She will kind of like dust him off, put on like his coat, and kind of put him back on the axe beak. If you have any other questions about that, you let me know, and I'll try my best to explain it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Just does like a.
I think that at this point is when Lydia starts to wake up a little bit and like overhears a little bit of the conversation, but it's just like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But after like the conversation kind of goes quiet and a little awkward, she's actually going to continue to pretend to be asleep. And Lydia would like to try and commune with the Raven Queen.
All right, I'm gonna add something to that. As Kuori starts kind of like setting off again, if Lydia's pretending to be asleep, she will notice that Kuori kind of sets her back into like a little corner where she's protected, and make sure she's bundled up, and puts her extra jacket on top of her, and then make sure she's secure before she starts heading off again.
Oh, thank you.
What? I thought you were asleep. I'm kidding.
I am asleep.
But Lydia will like move her hands up like she's readjusting in her sleep and clasp her raven emblem and just sort of put herself into that meditative state that she is familiar with when she's casting ritual magic. And just try to reach out. Very "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret" vibes going on here, where she's just like, please, I have so many questions and I'm so tired of not having a direct answer.
All right. Give me a religion check.
I'm a cleric. I gotta have good skills on that, right? Oh, yeah, not bad. Okay. 16 total.
It's pretty good. I don't remember if we had discussed this. How do you want to portray communing with the Raven Queen? Do you want like an actual face-to-face interaction with the goddess, or do you want more like abstract feelings of dread or comfort?
I would say more abstract. I think when Lydia meditates, she thinks of this little clearing by that is like almost directly halfway between her home and Kuori's home in the Lonely Wood, that she would often stop at when taking Kuori supplies or, you know, dropping things off from the shop. She would stop there and have a meal or just a rest. And there is this lone, very short tree that has no leaves or needles on it. It's just branches, and it's always kind of been that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when she started communing with the Raven Queen, that is where she would go, and a raven would always land on that tree. And that was like her representation of the Raven Queen, and just asking questions, and instead of getting direct answers, getting more feelings and emotions. And that's why she's very frustrated at this point, because she feels like she needs direct answers.
All right. What are you meditating on? What are the questions that Lydia is ruminating on at this point?
So right now, Lydia is sitting in that, like in her mind, she's sitting in that clearing near her home, but every few seconds the entire scenery changes, like in the amount of time that it takes to blink, changes to the sea of moving ice, where the ghostly hands were grabbing her legs and trying to pull her under and saying that she doesn't belong here. And it's over as quick as it starts, and she's back in that clearing. But the question of what she needs to do and accomplish, and whether or not she's on the right path for that, keeps flashing through her mind just as quickly as the visions of being dragged under the ice, and what would have happened if her friends weren't there to save her.
Okay. As you are ruminating on the sea of moving ice, I imagine you're standing on an ice floe that's basically kind of being tossed and turned. And it is very much the way that you feel in the in, in this like situation. Um, it's the way that God, brain turned off for a second. Um, it's a metaphor. Do you get it? You're being tossed and turned on an ice floe in the middle of the sea of moving ice. When you look off into the distance and you can see that tree that you used to see on the road from Tourmaline to Lonelywood. And from here, it seems as though the tree has suddenly sprouted these dark leaves. And as your ice flow gets closer to this tree, which is on its ice flow of its own that is completely immobile, your ice flow runs aground against the other one. Now that you're closer, you can see that these leaves are not leaves at all, but raven feathers that are sprouting from the tree branches as though they were leaves. And you look up into the tree, and you think on the tenets of the Raven Queen, which are essentially that the undead is the enemy, and that it is very important for you to see that those who are gone are given safe passage to the next world. And as you approach the tree, you can see that there is a grave dug under it. And next to the grave, there is a dead raven.
Does the grave have any like marking or distinguishing feature as to whom the grave belongs to?
Not necessarily. It's your typical unmarked grave that a cleric might prepare if they were not familiar with the deceased. Its intention is to see that the soul is appropriately put to rest.
And that Lydia will take a moment and she'll pray. And if like, am I still on the ice floe, or can I actually like walk up to this tree?
You walk up to the tree, and as you look around, the sea is gone, and you are now in a peaceful forest, still snow-laden as it is, but you know, the way that visions and dreams work.
And Lydia will take a moment to say a prayer of passage, and finish burying the deceased raven in the grave. And when she's done, she'll just sort of look up at the tree and, I just need to know that I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right thing by what you asked of me. I know this is not something that happens often. I know that I don't belong here and that I shouldn't be here. I just need to know that I'm doing the right thing.
As you say that, a feather will fall from the tree and land upon the fresh grave. And you look down at that, and your eyes are drawn to the horizon, where there are more and more empty graves. And you are, well, as you're looking down at the fresh grave, you're given a feeling of peace, as though you have done the right thing. And as you see the empty graves, you are given the feeling that your work is not done.
He'll just take one more moment and picking up the raven feather that had fallen and tucking it into her coat. She'll just sort of, can you make sure that Wesley got around okay? That he's at peace? And she'll just turn and say, thank you. I know my work is not done. And she'll walk out of the forest and wake up slowly with a few fresh tears in her eyes.
As you begin to walk out of the forest, there is a rumble under your feet, and you awaken with a start, as it seems that you have reached the pass. However, there is a sharp cry from Kuori as it appears that there is an avalanche beginning to form. And that's where we're going to go on break.
Why do you keep making me find things out this way?
All right.
You decided to stay awake. I don't know, man.
That's true. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello, everybody, and we have returned. Welcome back. We are here with more Rime of the Frostmaiden. I need to turn on a light. That's fine. We're back. We're about to get eaten by an avalanche. That's what avalanches do, right? They eat people. Wings, take us away.
Okay. And so, Lydia, you awaken from your vision to find that Kuori is rousing you with some urgency because you find yourself in the middle of a mountain pass, and the side of said mountain appears to be falling towards you as a wall of snow is just dropping onto your entire party. I need everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for a skill challenge.
Well, this isn't good. Oh, natural 20 from Lydia.
Hey.
21 for Lydia.
Hart gets an 8.
8 for Hart.
I've been rolling very poorly today for anything that is not heal related, so I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, but would you rather it be the other way around?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry, what happened?
I need you to roll initiative for a skill challenge.
Okay.
As
Sorry,
you
I thought
may guess,
not my dog. I thought my cat
the
was
goal of
throwing
said
up.
skill challenge is to not get buried under all that snow.
9.
Okay. Lydia, with a 21, is going to be at the top of the round. If everybody remembers how skill challenges work, I'll give you a quick refresher. When you come to your turn in the turn order, you're going to pick a skill and roll for it. I'll let you know if it's successful or if it's not. You are limited in your choices, which is to say you cannot use a skill that you have rolled in the previous round, and you cannot use a skill that your friend has just rolled in the turn before you. With all of that in mind, Lydia, what would you like to do to survive the avalanche?
I would like to, I'm trying to think about what I can do to, I have a question because, well, I think what Lydia would want to do is first, like, make sure that, like, there's a safety release on any sleds for sled dogs in case of an avalanche that you can literally just let them disperse so they're not tied together. So
Absolutely.
That's the first thing that she's going to do is make sure that the dogs have a way of getting out.
I imagine Lydia was probably sleeping on the dog sled.
Yeah, after Hart wakes up, like Kuori probably like nestled her in there just so that she had a little bit more freedom of movement.
Yeah.
So you can just like jump up and like pull like a safety release. It's like a rope with a special knot on it that like basically comes undone when you pull one end of it, and it yanks all the way down the line and releases each one of the sled dogs so that they have freedom of movement.
So after that, Lydia's trying to think about what she could do in regards to how big is the avalanche? Like, are we talking like a big avalanche or like a small avalanche? Like, are we going to be buried under
It's
like 50 feet of snow or like 10 feet of snow?
it's big enough that it's going to fill the pass, and the pass is long enough that you cannot see the end of it.
Because I think that like Lydia's main gut, and I know this might go against the skill challenge, is just to instacast the tiny hut so that we can be within it and then like dig ourselves out in our own time rather than be crushed under the weight of the avalanche.
That's a very smart decision. I'm willing to allow it. The skill challenge will continue. It's just that it basically changes the way that everybody else has to. It becomes less skill challenge to escape the avalanche and more skill challenge to dig yourself out of the avalanche.
Yeah, I figured as much, but then we're not at risk of being like swept away or anything like that. And I can get the sled in as well.
Sure.
The
Okay.
axe beak and the dogs will have to run off.
They
I
will.
cannot fit everyone, but
Well, they have plot armor, so they're
Yes.
able to get away and they'll be fine.
excellent. But yeah, so she'll instacast the tiny hut so that the avalanche will instead hit the hut instead of all of us crushing us beneath the mountains of snow.
All right. Lydia, you do that. I'll let that just be an auto success since you have to use a spell slot for it. Next in the initiative is Kuori.
No.
Lydia assembles everyone. She basically like hops up, says, "Everybody get close to me," and she casts a tiny hut around you. And I just watched Atlantis, so it reminds me of that moment where they like put a dome over the entire city, and then like the lava comes up over the top of it and like crystallizes. It's a similar situation where Lydia throws up the tiny hut, and almost instantaneously there's just this horrible roaring and rumbling that almost instantly gets muffled as you are covered over with like first kind of this muted you're covered over with snow, and then there's like this muted light that steadily gets dimmer as more and more snow piles on top of you. And as the three of you sort of hold on to each other and like watch and wait to see if anything horrible is going to happen, before long you are left in darkness but otherwise unharmed, and the sounds from above stop.
Once Kuori can tell that the avalanche is done, it's made its way through, they're going to then, if you'll let me use athletics to try and start kind of digging their way out of this, to start packing snow to the sides and making an opening.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Let's see. 11.
Okay. Kuori, this is harder done than said. You find this to be quite difficult. You're able to get out there and start like opening a path, but about half an hour passes and you probably have less than a foot of snow cleared. there's just nowhere for it to go. Each
Mhm.
time you clear some snow out of the way, more snow falls down from on top. Like your first thought was probably, I'm gonna make a tunnel out of here, but now it's really more like I'm gonna have to move snow until something above opens up, because
Yeah.
that's basically the only that's the only direction that snow wants to go, is down. So I'm
Mhm.
just gonna make space for the snow to go down until there's no more snow coming down.
Okay. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
So Lydia has telepathy,
Mm-hmm.
and I can only communicate where like I can hear their thoughts with creatures of an intelligence of 3 or higher. But is there any way, since the sled dogs are trained and they're avalanche trained, that I could like give them the command to start digging
That's a good question.
to sort of help out a little bit?
That might be something to consider when your turn rolls around again.
Yeah, sorry, just
It's
when.
That's okay. I didn't mean for that to sound dismissive in any way.
No. I was just wondering if that was like a possible thing that I could do so that I can plan my turn.
I like that. I think that sounds that's a very creative solution. Hart, what are you going to be doing?
So, question. Kuori is trying to dig her way out.
Yes.
What
She's begun
if
pushing snow?
What if, mind you, one of us, hypothetically, could turn into a creature that had a burrowing speed that left tunnels behind?
Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from here. What are you going to turn into?
A cave badger,
Okay.
which is a medium-sized creature as well.
All right. Sure thing. Absolutely. If you use one of your wild shapes to turn into a cave badger and basically tunnel your way out, totally on board for it.
Yes. So
Lydia will also suggest, seeing that is occurring, that Kuori lift Badger Hart to the top of the dome, which Kuori's able to do easily, because that'll give us a little bit more.
I'm tall. Yeah.
All right. Badger Hart is lifted to the top of the dome. He begins to dig straight up.
So one thing that I did want to draw attention to, though, is that up until this point, you have only ever seen Hart turn into an elk. But when he turns into a badger, it's very similar to his starry form in that it has this almost like galactic overlay to it.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Does he still have antlers?
Very small ones.
Baby.
Okay. Badger Hart, the big bad Badger Hart, he goes digging and leaves a tunnel behind. Kuori and Lydia, you can hear the echoing sound and the snuffling sound of a badger moving through snow tunnels. And there is the punctuating sound of what it sounds like breaking out onto a surface. However, it's a lot echoier than anticipated. Hart, you have broken out into a cave.
I don't know what badgers fucking sound like. I don't have those out where I am. I think they like chitter. Do they bark? I think they bark.
They probably bark.
I think they bark. Chat, if you know what badgers sound like, let me know. Also, where did you see this badger? I want to see one too. But yeah, so Hart will just kind of like look around in this new cave that he has found himself in and just sort of like start snoofling around.
Yep. You hear a badger bark. That's a lot echoier than anticipated. And that's Hart. Lydia, following Hart up through his tunnel, you find yourself in an ice cave. There appears to be several exits here, which is to say, kind of like a labyrinthine, how do you call it? maze of ice tunnels. You could choose to try and navigate the ice tunnels or go back and brave the snow.
I think that Lydia would take a moment and walk to sort of how many like exits are there that she can see? Like how many tunnels essentially or options?
A nebulous number.
Oh,
I'm not specifying. There is a number of tunnels.
You ever seen an ant farm from the side? Imagine being in one of those tunnels, but like not as an ant.
It's like Minecraft, you know? You ever been in a Minecraft tunnel? Like, if you look two different ways, technically there's two of them, but if you start heading down another way, there's going to be more openings, and they just kind of... It's like a Hydra's head. It just keeps on going.
excellent. I think that Lydia will sort of pick up Badger Hart with his Badger consent.
Yeah. He will release a badger noise of approval.
Okay. And she will just hold him and yell down to Kuori, explaining, Kuori, we're in a cave and there's a lot of different options. Do you want to come up here, or do we want to try and redig somewhere else?
When my initiative comes, I'll go. Yeah, no, she will start.
Well, Lydia will explain that, like, if you're coming up here, I'll wait. But if not, I have picked up the badger and will jump back down the tunnel. Sort of thing.
So, we weren't in a cave before, though, right?
You were not.
I don't like this. I'm gonna head back. She'll shut out. I'm heading up 1 second. And she'll head back out. And kind of look up at the caves like, I don't like this.
Yeah, Lydia will just like anxiously like pet space badger Hart absent-mindedly as she's waiting for Kuori, and like look around and just try to be as on guard and perceptive as possible of anything coming out of any one of these tunnels or any sort of movement or sound that she might hear. Whether that's the dogs or the axe beaks or another creature.
Hart will release a sound called the cluck, which is a bird-like sound resembling the soft quacks of a duck. The cluck is heard during greeting, grooming, and play, and is associated with close contact.
Aww.
Thank you, Hart. That was informative. Lydia, are you going to be rolling?
All of
Are you
these.
going to be rolling perception for this?
Yes, I am indeed. Which I believe my perception is +5, but let me double check. +4. Not great. 12 total.
Okay. Lydia, as Kuori, you decided not to venture further into the caves, yes?
No, I'm with Lydia at the moment. I just came
Okay.
out of the Titan hut.
All right, Lydia, as you're looking around, watching for any sort of danger, you think you hear something coming from a one particular opening of the cave, and you draw your attention to that. But it just becomes clear that it was a stalactite falling and shattering on the ground. And as you crane as you strain your ears and sort of crane your head, waiting for any sort of sound, you notice that there are a multitude of sounds coming from inside these caves, and it's difficult to discern from which direction they're coming and whether or not they are nefarious. There's just sort of a cracking, sort of a straining of ice, and every now and then what sounds sort of like footsteps, but you can't be certain. Maybe it's just dripping water somewhere.
This is great. Oh boy, what a way to start the day.
All right, Kuori, what do you do?
I am cute. Question: would I have a point of exhaustion because I didn't sleep through the night?
You succeeded your con save, so you're fine.
Okay. Let me take this off. Shit. What the fuck do I do here? There are a multitude of tunnels in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in an ice cave, and there's a lot of noises that sure weren't there before.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make some sort of investigation, or what does the ceiling to this cave look like? Is it reachable, or is it too high up?
Depends on where you are in the cave, exactly. Some tunnels are small enough that you could reach the ceiling of it. But I want to say that the place that you got into, the cave ceiling is probably about 30 feet up, and there are stalactites
And it doesn't
clinging to the ceiling.
look like if I go to the tunnels where I can touch the ceiling, does it seem like it's material that a badger could get through like snow, or is it like solid ice?
Feels like solid ice.
And you said the tunnels all have like different noises, right?
Mm-hmm. You can always turn back around and, direct Hart to burrow more through the snow if that seems like the better option.
Yeah, I think
I don't want to thrust you into these caves. I'm just making you aware of their presence.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I think that if we start going through tunnels, in case we're going to get much more lost, so let's try to tunnel in a different area. Yes. I'm gonna just hop back down into the
Okay.
tiny hut. Well, I guess the tiny hut wouldn't be there anymore.
Yeah, if
But-
Lydia
Yeah, I would.
left, it would be
It's 8
gone.
hours.
No,
Wait.
but if you step outside of it, it's gone.
Right. Lydia had forgotten about this. Because the sled was there as well.
Schwupsie.
My bad.
You no longer have armor.
No. We're going back down. We're digging back down. We will find the sled.
All right.
Drag it with us.
You can follow, or you could have even just brought the sled with you.
Okay, I'll bring the sled with me. I don't know how big a sled would be.
Well, you've already done an athletics check, right?
Yes. Can I do a...
You could probably do a survival check to try and direct Hart a direction to go and find your way out of the snow.
I have advantage on sniffer checks if it helps.
Yeah.
Try and sniff for the dogs. Or the
19.
ass-beak.
Yeah.
All right, 19 sounds good. Kuori is able to sort of, using both the ice that she has access to in the caves and the snow in the tunnels that Hart has made. She's able to kind of like knock on the ice and listen to it and determine which direction's going to be the best for him to tunnel. And she directs him in that way.
I just imagine Hart. It's kind of like those dogs that start paddling before they hit the water. It's just start snaking before they hit the wall.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out there, he is a medium-sized creature. Like, he is not small in the
I
cave
count as
badger
one
form.
size larger when
I know, but like
pulling and
the
all that
idea of like
stuff.
holding him very small, or like previously Lydia was like, I am holding Hart as well. It's like, you're small size though. Like,
Hold
I'm-
on. I was hugging Hart then and petting him. Like arms around him type of deal. For warmth as well. Because it's very chilly.
Mm-hmm.
Space badger.
Space badger is cold. But Yes, he will gladly just start like digging.
All right. Well, give me a perception check at advantage to sniff your way as you dig.
Okay, maybe. Perception 12.
All right. The snow kind of all smells the same. But you head in the same direction that Kuori told you to. And you do eventually burst forth on the surface. And looking around, it just seems that there are maybe several tens of feet that have filled this pass in the mountain. And you can travel along the top of the snow, but it is very soft snow that has been recently moved. It's going to be difficult to move through. I'm going to say everything is half movement through here. And that was the third failure in the skill challenge, so I'll end this hell. You guys are able to make your way out of the pass, or at least most of your way out of the pass, but you will take a level of exhaustion in doing so. As it is quite an ordeal to dig yourself out of an avalanche and then have to travel on top of it.
Can someone remind me where I put the levels of exhaustion?
If you click
into?
conditions,
It's at the
all the
bottom
way
of
at
the
the
conditions.
bottom.
Yeah, it's a
You can
track
click
of
1.
6.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kuori, you can finally see the end of the pass. It seems that you're going to make it scot-free, and just when you might be thinking about taking a breath of relief, you hear a chillingly familiar voice say, "So you survived after all." From somewhere higher up on the mountain, you see a figure cloaked in furs hop down off of the side of the mountain and land in the snow in front of you. He begins to walk slowly towards you, and as he does so, you can see that the snow on the ground begins to sort of shift in response to him and his presence, and a slight wind begins to pick up. You see a hand blackened with frostbite come up to remove his hood, and Sethik Caltro stands in front of you, and he says, "I've come to fix a few of your mistakes." And as he does so, suddenly the snow jumps up and surrounds him in a whirlwind, and he disappears as he basically like magically teleports and reappears right next to you. And he says, "First of all, mercy, that's not the way of Auril." He teleports once more, probably just as you take a swing at him.
Yeah.
And he is swept by the wind to stand in front of the three of you again. And he says, "Secondly, when you're offered power by a deity," he raises that frostbitten hand, and you can hear the ice straining in response to him, as though the mountain itself wants to draw closer. He says, "You don't turn them down." Roll initiative.
Why did I use my 3rd level spell slot on a fucking tiny hut?
We're in trouble, gang. 16.
16. Okay, so why was I offered the power but had to stay in that cave, but he gets the power and gets to leave? Okay.
Did I say you had to stay in that cave?
You did!
That doesn't
That was several
sound like
weeks
a
ago.
DM.
16 for Kuori. What was it for Hart?
16 as well. Viewers and
Okay.
listeners, if you remember what Auril said during that time, leave an angry comment below.
Get in the comments. Get in the comments.
And ring that motherfucking bell.
Smash that like button. Lydia, what did you roll?
That'd be 15.
15. All right. Cool. My spreadsheet will break all these ties, which feel like they matter so little when Sefik rolled higher than the rest of you. I'm going to start this off by saying he may be a little bit different than you guys remember.
Does he have a cool mustache?
He always, well, no, actually, I think he just has like a little goatee. And like that streak of white hair
Ooh.
and those piercing blue eyes.
Ooh, he's like Omni-Man.
Yeah, he's a little scary, not gonna lie. He has a aura of cold around him. And so watch out for that. You can see that there are these shards of ice beginning to just sort of spin in his immediate vicinity. On his turn, he is going to I'll say he misty steps over to Hart. And he's going to attack him. He's just a fucking badger. This is fine.
This is fine.
He's gonna come for you, Hart.
All right.
We did get a long rest in at least.
Yeah.
I'll say one
You
attack
sure
on.
did.
I'll say one attack on Hart and one attack on Lydia. 23 to hit Hart.
Oh, I'm a badger. Yes.
Okay, that's going to be 6 slashing damage and 6 cold damage as he conjures a longsword out of ice from midair and jabs it directly into your little furry body. And then he's going to take a swing at Lydia with an 8, which is definitely not going to hit her. That was his
I think Lydia
bonus.
ducks out of the way because he underestimates how tall she is. Just
That sounds about right. That was his bonus. That was his his multi-attack. That's it for him. Hart, it is your turn.
So Hart is going to release a he is going to release a growl, and as he does, he's going to use a bonus action to switch to the dragon form of Starry Form. So it's like the cover of an Animorphs novel, where like this badger just fucking reverts into a man with antlers. And then hey, guess what, Sefik? I fucking hate you. That is going to be a 3rd level for Call Lightning, Meta Magic, change it to Fire.
Okay.
So he needs to make a Dexterity save of 14.
Okay. A 9 doesn't make it.
A 9 will fail, and because, as we have discussed prior, the skies of Icewind Dale / the Tentowns are always stormy, so I get that extra D10 for this fire damage. So Sefik is going to be taking... Holy moly! So that is 17, 23, 29 points of fire damage.
Owie. All right. So Hart appears in his burning star form. He raises a hand to the sky, and the clouds spiral down to the earth to meet him. There is the flash of lightning within these clouds. However, instead of like a cold white of electricity, you can see flames sort of billowing from within these clouds as a lightning bolt strikes down at Sephic, and you can see it leaves his skin and clothing charred.
I was gonna say
as
it's kind of like how with specific fireworks, or like if you say have a lighter and you spin the flint wheel on it and then you light it later, how you can see those like little pops where it's supposed to be, slash where the flint has kind of like gone up and then the explosion of fire. That's definitely what it looks like, is that it's just sort of like a star field and then just a column.
Okay. You do that, and you can see him bring up an arm to sort of shield himself from the flames. He like staggers for a moment, and you see his shoulders come up as he sucks in a ragged breath and he lets it out, and there is a cloud of ice about him. Let me. Are you done with your turn?
Yeah,
You got any bonus
that was
actions?
it.
Or
Bonus
anything
action
to...
was to shift.
All right. He cracks his neck, and you can hear the bones popping as he does so. And at the end of your turn, Hart, he uses one of his villain actions as he says, "You should have gotten rid of me when you had the chance." He uses his freezing wind ability, and I need everybody to make dexterity saves.
That is a 21.
Okay. Yes.
That's a nat 1 from Lydia.
Sweet bean.
A natural 2 from Kuori.
Oh my god,
Okay.
guys!
Hart, you can hear the snow beneath you beginning to freeze solid, and you hop up into the air as the like you're like about up to your knees in the snow. It begins to solidify and turn into ice. Lydia and Kuori, you are both considered grappled.
Love that for us.
All right, Kuori, it's your turn.
Need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That's a 12.
That does not succeed, as Kuori, even though grapple, my movement is 0, but I can still do spells, right?
Yes.
She takes out the spell book that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And almost as if they had been studying this book back in front, they open it at a specific page, and with a motion of their hand, they almost grasp up the page, but instead of pulling the page, it's pulling it and almost shattering it like ice and pulling the energy towards her, and it turns into this sort of wicked looking black eyes as it shoots right into Sephic's face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna use Phantasmal Killer on him.
Okay.
So that is 40-10 psychic damage.
Okay.
And at the end of each of his turns, he can try and end the spell. And they become frightened for the duration. If they so they're frightened up until they succeed. There we go. I don't know what D10s look like anymore.
Quick clarifying question while Satan's rolling. Did anyone take damage other than Hart, who was in his badger form, so now in his normal form did not take damage? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Ooh. Okay, that's 10, 18, 23. That is 33 points of psychic damage to Sephic as the black ice just starts covering his eyes. It says that it creates an illusory manifestation of his deepest fears. So I would like to think very opposite of what he is right now. He thinks that around him, the terrain seems to be mocking him and taking away the powers that Auril gave him.
Okay. He like claws at his eyes and shrieks in terror, but also rage. You can feel the ice around him beginning to react. Anything else for you, Kuori?
Let me double check. I think that will be all because I cannot attack after I did. Yep, that will be all.
Okay. Lydia, it's your turn.
Seeing everything happen and feeling the ice around her thighs and waist become frozen solid, Lydia will let out a shriek of rage. And in doing so, everyone would watch as her hair starts to float and static a little bit, as if they're not quite like stick your finger in a light or in a electrical outlet type of way, but just levitate slightly. And
underwater.
Yeah, and the white fur of her overcoat almost looks like it's turned all to black raven feathers. And as she lets out this cry, you see a burst of dark purple with silver flecks energy as she casts Aura of Vitality, which allows me every bonus action to heal one of you, including myself, for 2d6. So she is going to send one of the as she's doing this, for my bonus action on the same turn, she pulls one of these feathers from her coat. And like, if you look, you can still see that it's her coat underneath. It's like an overlay of these feathers. She pulls one of the feathers out and throws it at Kuori, and heals you for 8 hit points. And that's my turn, angrily frozen in the snow.
Okay. Let's see. How close was everybody to each other?
We're pretty close together.
I always imagine we're in like a diamond.
Like a little V formation?
Yeah.
We also did just come up out of the snow, and I assume we dug one tunnel, so...
I completely forgot to mention aura damage for everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly roll that for each of you.
What did you say, heal, Lydia? Sorry?
8 hit points.
Thank you.
Hart, 12 cold. Kuori, 11 cold.
That's not halved, right?
Yeah, you half it yourself.
Okay.
And Lydia, 16 cold.
Just for clarification, would this have happened while Hart was still in Badger form, or like once he had already swapped over?
Just at the beginning of his turn.
Oh, okay. 16, you say?
To shreds, you say?
Insignificant number.
We haven't gotten to the to shreds part yet, but I'll let you know.
Oh, good!
All right, is that it for you, Lydia?
That's it.
All right, Sefik is frightened, and when one is frightened, one is happy! Quack, quack, too. Oh, be a duckling. Just double checking what being frightened means. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear. Now, is the source of its fear Kuori?
I would assume so. Like, that would be where the
that's
source
fine.
would come from.
There's a perfectly good elf right next to him that he can just keep on slashing at wildly. He will do so at disadvantage because he is quite frightened. But when I say that he's frightened, it's really more of like a rage that has lost coherence. That's a 17 to hit you, Hart.
Yeah, that'll do her.
All right, and then an 8 probably doesn't.
8 misses, but the 17 for sure.
All right, that's going to be 8 slashing damage and 4 cold damage.
And he can try to save at the end of his turn.
All right, he will do that. It's a wisdom, right?
Yes.
Natural 20 for a 23.
That does succeed, unfortunately.
All right, no longer frightened. He jabs that sword into Hart's gut, and you see him kind of shake off that spell that you cast on him. And he looks at you and he says, "I'll show you the danger of having friends here." That's it for Sefik. Hart, it's your turn.
Get it? Nobody likes you.
Cold aura, 13 cold damage for you, Hart.
Yeesh. Okay.
Oh shit, he's immune to being frightened. Oh well.
Well,
Shrug.
shrug. He still took the damage. Doesn't matter.
Okay, just
Yeah, 33
checking.
damage is nothing to scoff at. That's a big chunk.
I was hoping he didn't succeed because he would have taken 40-10 damage again.
Okay, you can use your action. Got it. How much cold damage?
13.
Okay. So Hart is going to he's actually gonna cast Thorn Whip, but targeting the center of Thorn Whip because it is a 30-foot cast range. You don't have to do it from self. So he is going to do it from 30 feet behind Sefik to try and pull Sefik away.
Okay. I get
So, let me see.
You're just using the foliage native to this land to try and come up and yank him.
When Hart is himself, that is how it happens. But in Burning Star, it's like a gravitational pull. Like there is just like this strange distortion in this 10-foot line that just grabs and tries to yoink.
So less Spider-Man and more carry.
Yes. 15?
Against his AC.
Yes.
As you attack him, he's going to use his reaction to put up a magical shield against this attack.
What a dork. Okay.
And when I say a magical shield, I mean like the ice, like
The spell shield. Got it.
essentially it's edited so that it doesn't last the entire round.
Okay.
It's just against this attack.
Well.
So the
it's
ice
like a
around him,
riposte.
a lot like that, yes.
Okay.
So like the ice around him comes up and like basically shields him from this.
Okay.
I want to say that the gravitational pull pulls him, but the ice comes up and like stops him in place so that he doesn't get pulled away.
All right. Hart is going to stay right there. He doesn't have a bonus action he can do because he has the Call Lightning up.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Hart, he's going to use his second villain action, which is called Erupting Ice. If you are grappled, you automatically fail this. But if you are not, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I'm not grappled, so I make dex, or is it everybody?
Yes, please. Just you, Hart. Everybody else is failing already.
Hey! Natty 1!
Oh my gosh, Hart.
Welcome to the Grapple Club, baby.
Welcome to the shit show.
Well, Hart, the good news is you're not getting grappled. The bad news is everybody who is grappled, basically the ice pulls you farther into the ground. And as it does so, icicles jut up from the ground and jab into you. Everybody takes 18 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna use my reaction to not take as much.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance to reduce the damage up by 1d12 plus 3.
Okay.
So everyone who's grappled takes 18, or everyone period takes 18?
Everyone, period, because you failed your save.
All right, dope. Just checking.
I reduced that to 5 because I rolled a fucking 10. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
How's everybody feeling?
Not great. Let me tell you, I hate this man.
On a scale of 1 to 43, let's see here. My health is a man with what looks like a mustache and 2 X's for eyes asking me a question of failure or success, and there are 3 dots next to either.
I was like,
Are you down?
Yeah,
I was like, what?
I
was
am.
like,
I
what
am for
number
sure
is
down.
that?
I was at 6 before that.
All right, Kuori, you see Hart
No more fire
getting-
in the sky.
You see Kuori, you see Hart get impaled on an icicle, and then that starry form dissipates.
I had a premonition of this when you said Hart is down earlier. This is not okay. The Raven Queen was warning me.
Alexa, play Despacito.
Corey's there's gonna be a rage in their features, and they're gonna look,
Coincidentally, it's your turn.
they're gonna look from Hart to Sepik, and their features are gonna turn into rage, and with almost like a double layered voice, she's gonna say, "I'm gonna show you the dangers of messing with my family."
Okay.
Oh, I got this tiny dice. I got a Gen Con roll me a natural 20.
Oh, blah, 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 blah! Yay!
I forgot I had these, so I'm.
That is the right time for it. I can tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
Listen, I don't care if I fail every other roll here. I mean, I do, but like, it's fine. She's going to, with her last spell slot, well, sort of last because I have the Pearl Power, I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb and use fire on this asshole. I forgot what d8s look. Okay, so I'm finally using my dice after the longest time because I had to make space for my dice in my in my desk for this, because it's not the same rolling digital. 8. I saw you. Okay, D8 and D8. Got it. Oh, not bad. 19 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's doubled because I'm.
Roll that
Let
many
me-
dice. Again.
Roll that many dice again.
Okay. That's 32 points of fire damage.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
As you see, this orb, she is grappled by this ice, but she's almost clawing her way out of it slowly, and her hand turns into fire, and almost like a blast from it, not necessarily like a firebolt, but just a straight, almost laser blast, similar to the gun. It just shoots straight at Sepik.
You see that laser blast actually knock him off of his feet and directly into the wall, leaving a crater. As the blast ends, he lands just kind of barely on his feet. He drops to one knee. He looks up at you, his breath coalescing in the air, and he says, "That's right. Finish it!" Lydia, it's your turn.
First off, right out of the bat, she's going to use her bonus action to bring Hart back up with... That's really good. That's really good. 11 hit points.
Oh shit! Thanks.
That's good.
That was really good.
That's 2d6. I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Wow.
So she again throws over a feather, which floats down and lands on Hart's chest where he was impaled, and you just see as breath returns to him once more. So when you say he falls to one knee,
Mm-hmm.
is this out of just force damage or pain?
He took a pretty hefty hit just then. Mechanically still on his feet.
Then Lydia will begrudgingly use her action to clasp her raven symbol and feel the warming purple glow emanate from it and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Because I desperately need to. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's 19 points. That's very good. 19 points of healing. And that's my turn.
Cephic's eyes dart to you, Lydia, as he sees healing magic. He is going to use his bonus action to Misty Step over to you, and he says, none of that. And he's going to try and stab you twice.
Hit me, bitch. Try it. Just try it. Just try it.
23 for the first one, 15 for the second.
Oh, let me check if that 23 hits. Hold on here. Oh, just barely. Just barely. Yeah, they both hit.
Okay.
They both hit.
I thought so. So that's going to be 9 slashing damage on the first attack with 3 cold damage.
Yep.
And then 4 slashing damage on the second attack with 4 cold damage.
Don't be down.
Thank God I healed myself, because I healed myself for 19 and he just did 20 damage to me, so I'm still up. Barely.
All right. That is Cephic's turn. Hart.
So Hart is just like breath of life from being healed yet again. He has just seen Sephic be just the biggest fucker. Just an asshole. Does he take aura damage from Sephic, by the way, or has he like swiveled to Lydia?
Sephic has teleported over to Lydia.
Okay.
I want to say Kuori and Lydia are the only one within his aura now.
And Hart will say, "How dare you treat my family so shamefully? Skyfire!" And he is going to cast Call Lightning with flames this time, yet again. So I need Sephic to make a dexterity save.
Okay. I don't think a 4 is going to make it.
Nah, fam. Not this time. Not for you.
Sephic, you should have done something about these saves, bruh.
I love all the comments in the chat.
17 points of fire damage.
Ouch. Owie. His bones.
And
My
then
leg!
Hart is going to take some quickie steps away from all of this.
Okay. Oh shoot, that was the end of your turn. Time
Yeah.
for a villain action. Sephic takes yet more fire from the sky. And you can see like literal coals beginning to form in his flesh. Just like these glowing embers amidst ash in his body. And he growls in a way that I can only expect is possible if part of your breathing system has been rendered into charcoal. And he says, "Always with the fire with you people!" And he's going to use his chilled to the bone ability. Hart and Lydia, I need the two of you to make me wisdom saves.
Jesus, fuck. I hate this man.
14?
14's not gonna make it.
Wisdom, sorry.
Yes, please.
You got it. Coming
Is
right
this
up.
against being charmed or put to
16?
sleep?
16?
16 will make it. Hart, unfortunately, you are paralyzed for the next minute. At the end of each of your turns, you can repeat the wisdom saving throw, and it will end. But in his rage, he summons the ice to cover you, and you are frozen in place.
Okay.
Kuori, it's your turn.
Is he close enough? I know I'm grappled, but is he close enough for me to kind of grab him?
Yes, but that reminds me.
Or
Aura
try
damage.
to. I haven't rolled anything yet.
10 cold damage.
That's fine. I'm gonna use my big end dice now.
Is that what min-maxing is? You use your smallest dice and then your biggest dice?
Yeah, that's what min-maxing is.
Oh, I hate it.
That is a 19. Does 19 hit?
A 19 is gonna hit, yes.
So wait, I'm getting too ahead of myself. I don't know if I have time to do this.
In fact, the fun part of this is that his shield is going to trigger, but it's still just enough to hit. So he summons ice to block the attack, but you shatter through it.
Okay. That it's gonna be a cantrip, but it's 2d10. I'm gonna use fire bolt on his ass. I forgot how stressful it was to roll with actual dice and how good it was as well. Okay, we got this 2d10. Ooh, okay. 15 fire damage.
All right. I have a question. Is this lethal?
Yes.
Okay.
To be fair, the only time you can ever do non-lethal is with a melee weapon.
Melee, yeah.
Right.
I like to think that as there's fire igniting in her hands again, and it switches from this icy white to this icy blue to back to this raging orange to a raging red, as her face contorts in even more rage, and she sees the shield of ice come up and punches right through it and grabs him by the face and says, "You do not deserve to die by the element of your goddess," and just firebolt him in the face.
He gives you a stoic look, and begins to say, "No mercy," but he isn't able to finish as he is engulfed in flames.
Are we out of initiative?
Yes. Sefik falls in a crumpled heap. Just a charred humanoid figure, as the ice that had been controlled by him begins to shatter and crack away.
Just as a player, Kuori, I need you to know that I would have gone down from his aura damage if you hadn't have killed him just then. So, thank you. Lydia will take a few moments and make sure that everyone is okay. And she's going to take 10 minutes. She's like immediately, she's going to look, see that everyone is still standing but hurt, and sit down and start peeling the feathers off of her aura of vitality and laying them in a runic pattern. And I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing. So after 10 minutes, everybody takes, oh, that's good. Oh, that's not bad. 17 points of healing. Just right off the bat. And then after that, she's going to take a shovel from the sled that we have pulled up with us and start digging a grave for Sefik.
Okay. as Lydia begins to prepare the rites to put the deceased to rest, I think that's as good a time as any to leave off for tonight.
Wings, thank you so much for running this game. Oh my god. Ain't that some shit, viewers and listeners.
For defeating Suffolk, you guys leveled to 6.
Hooray!
Fuck that fucking guy.
Lydia can fly now! Lydia can fly now!
You're gonna finish burying this guy and then just go like,
My
"Shoo!"
wings. I will talk about it more in questions of the court for people who have interest in Lydia flying. So tune into that.
Here,
Anyways.
I will post the link to the Patreon. But first and foremost, Wings, thank you so much for running this game. Oh my god, definitely worth the wait. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com or at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got my schedule pinned there. You can see all of the games that I'm involved in there and what all Twitch channels I'm on. You can also find me at Flailing Wings. That's where I do all my shit posting on Twitter. DanaeKeener.com.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I was looking at my stuff. My name is Satan, and I am playing a very conflicted Kuori here. But other than here playing a conflicted Kuori, you can find me on Twitter at AlysaVamp, where I post all sorts of things, mostly art. I do have commissions open if you're interested in that sort of thing, because I also do the arts. You can also find me on a variety of other shows, like Sunday mornings. You can find me over at the Hobgoblin DMing for a few friends of mine. Thursday nights you can find me here playing Masks, and Saturdays you can find me on. We just had our season's finale of Dragon Age, so that is over. But do catch the episodes and the VODs on YouTube. It's a really, really fun game. And starting in July, you can find me again back at Plot Hunters. We're playing D&D. We're an all POC, all LGBTQIA plus channel. So if you like supporting those spaces, please come support us in our season beginning this July, July 3rd. It is late over here for me. But other than that, that's me. Bye.
Oh, hi everybody, it's me, LizMac. You can find me on the Twitch here at LizMac or on Twitter at LizMacD22. I have had the craziest week of my life because we launched a video game this week, and Operation Tango is now available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC, with Xbox coming this summer. So if you would like to have a really nice night of playing a co-op game where you save the world as either a secret agent or a hacker with someone you love and care about, you can check us out in the link tree that I just posted in the chat. And that has all of our social medias and stores, so you can grab our game. And additionally, I just want to say a big, huge shout out to our lovely Satan. Please get her art. It's amazing, and she definitely deserves all the commissions. So, play my game, get some art from Satan, and check out DanaeKeener.com. That's it for me, guys.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/indoor adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the one that you just watched. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indoor adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Ghosts of Saltmarsh, Curse of Strahd, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, Tyrant Security, Tomb of Annihilation, and many, many more to come. But right now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on that Patreon, and we will do our best to respond in kind. But until then, I would like to say once again, thank you to Wings for running this incredible game. Thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again, and thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for tonight's episode of D&D, because we couldn't do things like this without contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. See you soon.